A few days ago, I got to talk to this girl that I've been friends with since middle school, and she was talking about this cycle of relationships that she's been in, and how there's been all these different guys that she's come across that seemingly only want to do sexual things with her. And it's like they'll take her on a date, and then all of a sudden there's this expectation that, well, you're going to do stuff, right? And it's super hard for her, and I think for a lot of girls out there, to respect themselves in these situations, because they come so frequent. And you can forget what you truly want, or the relationship that you actually desire, because it seems like it's not even possible anymore. What I want to talk about is how is it that girls can respect themselves in these relationships, and especially in a world that seemingly does not have a lot of guys that know how to respect and appreciate women. Respecting ourselves is a lot more like what we do and what our actions are. It's like a deep appreciation for who it is that we are and the people that we're supposed to be. And then also accepting this desire or this hope that we have for this relationship. And for women, it's like being able to want a guy or to hope for a guy that will treat you like the queen that you are. When I was talking to this girl about this, she was saying that like she's had these standards and she's worried that they're too high, that there's not going to be a guy that could possibly meet them. So I asked her, I was like, well, what are these standards that you have? And here's a few of them. First one was not trying to hook up on the first date. Second one, it's like they go to church, then there's don't do drugs, nice to their family, and then go to jail. The go to jail one seems a little kind of high for me, but yeah, who am I to judge? Pretty much then it's like not talking to a bunch of different girls, that he dresses nice, and that his feet don't smell really bad. She said there was specifically one guy she did go out with that his feet were horribly smelling, and that did not work out. My response to this was like, well, where are you meeting these guys? This doesn't seem like this is some unfair expectation that a guy's feet don't smell terrible and that he hasn't gone to jail. And she's like, well, they're on Tinder, they're Bumble, some clubs and bars. And I was like, well, that's probably the initial problem we could go over. These guys that'll appreciate who you are, they're probably not going to be in these different places. You can probably find them in like your nearest adoration chapel at Magdalene. It's like 21st and 127th. I'm commonly there. I need to stop advertising for my singleness. What I think becomes hard for a lot of girls is that you can desire a relationship, but then there seemingly might not be any guys that are ready for this relationship. So it's easy to compromise in those situations, especially when the girls that are doing things that might attract more guys are not necessarily doing the things that are going to attract the right guys. And so if you are actually going to start respecting yourself and holding yourself to like this higher standard above what these guys are wanting from you, you're going to have a lot less guys pursuing you. And part of that is due to, like, as guys, we can recognize beauty, and beauty can be very intimidating. When a girl knows what her actual worth is, and that it's something far more than what any of us could give to her, it's very attractive, but very scary. And that's a good thing, because the guy that's going to eventually ask you out, or these different guys will be attracted to that, they're going to not just know what your worth is, and that you're worth so much more, but they're going to have this confidence that's sourced in God, and that'll eventually be able to lead you, potentially like with your future family. What I think one of the most important things girls can do is have set standards that they make with God that will dictate and help them discern if a guy is actually a guy they would want to be with. And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to whatever church you usually go to and go in there and sit there for a few minutes in silence, asking the Holy Spirit to come and to guide you in your thought process and to see where you can actually find peace. And I want you to write down physically, what are the things that you desire in a man that you would be with? And when I'm asking like the Holy Spirit to come in, these are probably going to be different things than like how much money he makes, whatever. But these should be things about who he truly is. You know, things like his feet not smelling. More literally, it's like desiring a man that's a leader in the faith, desiring a guy that goes to church, desiring a guy that like opens a door for you. Those might be examples of it. And what I'd really be interested in is seeing what are these different things that come to mind. And even in sitting in that feeling, it's like allow God to truly open your mind and your heart to see what's on what's on the path he has for you. Because a relationship might not be on your timing. It might be on his. But I do promise that if you follow God's timing, he's not going to make a mistake. It's going to be beautiful and it's going to be perfectly timed. I would like to hear what this list is if you have.
Why?
Look, in case I fit the description. The right guy might be right in front of you on your phone or tablet. I'd be really interested in seeing what are these things that have come to mind about like what these requirements would be for a guy? Just the expectation you have to go into a relationship with him. Because what I want, and I think what you want, what I know that you want, is to be in a relationship that ultimately gets you closer to God.